Hello everyone. So this is the planetary news for November 2025 of the astrology of this month of November. So now it's November and we are still watching the planets as they appear to travel around us and they reflect back what's going on Mother Earth. Because while the planets exist outside of us, they are forces within us also that are the foundation of what we call human nature. So these are going to be the most important things to know and to have in mind about the month as we walk through it. And this on the screen here, it's the transit for like now when I'm doing this video, the 8th of November. I'm in London, in England, so for me it's like 3 p.m. And yeah, the full moon is still we are still into the full moon phase now, although the full moon was exactly few days ago, 3 days ago, on the 5th of November at 13 Taurus. And this is the chart I'm using for today. Now, the moon is in Cancer. So, yes, like I said, this is not this is the chart of the full moon here, not the one before, sorry, because I'm human, I'm not AI, so not everything is perfectly perfect. So there is the moon at 13 and 23 minutes of Taurus. The moon in Taurus is exalted, so that means that the moon is strong there, and Taurus likes to take things easy. So this is a time to slow down, to enjoy the pleasures of the senses, to relax, like spoil your body. Uh, I don't know, go to a spa, have a bath, things like that. That's all the stuff that the moon in Taurus is good for. And also Taurus likes good food, to eat slowly, and enjoy their meal, quality meals. So yeah, on a downside, Taurus can be materialistic, and it's the sign of finances and money, on a basic level. So it's a bit like Picsou, like this cartoon that we have in France. I don't know if it's in other countries, but it's like Picsou, Picsou, and it's like a duck character, and basically he swims like you see him swimming, with all these golden coins, swimming pool. So that's what like Taurus energy is a bit like Picsou, this cartoon. But then yeah, so we have to watch like not to be selfish and overthinking about getting more and more stuff and things for ourselves, because on a more evolved way, Taurus can also be about connecting with nature. And this is like all the people that are into taking care of the environment, recycling, creating cooperatives, where everyone can benefit. So yes, and otherwise the moon, where is the moon here? So the moon represents the people, the land, woman, and children in general. And then at this full moon, the moon is ruled by Venus, and Venus is going to like move it now. Venus is in Libra, which has to do with the art and also our creative sense, our sense of 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 seeing beauty into things. So, and as we know, relating to other people, what we are attracted to, what we attract. And also, Libra is not all about, lovey-dovey, like uh, peaceful, harmonious things, because actually, Libra is also, uh, uh, a sign to do with war. because at the end of the day it's the opposite of Aries, so they complement each other. And so that means that Libra is more war, as we say this expression, like I think it's knife into a velvet glove or something like that. It's like war, but more hidden, more subtle kind of war. So yeah, basically it's also about argument because it's to do with justice, and isn't it, in justice court people argue over things. So it's different way of arguing. Yeah, and also it makes sense, especially now because Venus is in the last degrees of Libra, which have to do with decay and destruction, and also it's very close to Scorpio, so it already has, yeah, a scorpionic, vibe to it, which we know the shadow of Scorpio is to do with betrayals. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's also represent the shadow itself. It's Scorpio and manipulation and all this deep, uh, dark stuff that we would rather keep under the cold water. So yeah, and then Venus is going to move into Scorpio like 2 days after, 1 day after, 2 days after. And then the first thing that Venus is going to do, the ruler of this Taurus full moon, is going to square with Pluto in Aquarius. So yeah, that's why at this time Venus is the most important planet, for this full moon. So this full moon is at 13 of Taurus, and the number 13 is a symbol of creativity, new beginnings, transformation, and leadership. It is also symbolized by the Death card in Tarot, which is about transmutation, renewal. The Death card is about an ending leading to the beginning of a new cycle towards evolution. So it's about ending something, and all endings lead to something new, like we see in the season in nature. Yeah, and the number 13 has been demonized since a long time ago because it's the number of the divine feminine, it's the number of creativity, of new life, and it's also the number of the Virgin Mary. The number 13 brings test and suffering because it cleans and purifies. It's the death of the materialistic part of oneself and the birth of spirit that leads to the passage on a higher level of existence. And because 1 plus 3 equals 4, the number 13 is about stability, like the fixed sign of Taurus, who doesn't like change and who stubbornly clings to their habits and routines, because Taurus seeks security and comfort above all, and that's why it is said that it's a stable sign. It's a earth sign, and earth signs, Capricorn and Virgo, also are the most stable signs. So all this to say that even though there is this intense Scorpio energy at this full moon, um, we can also withdraw and try to find some stability within ourselves, because also Scorpio season, it's about inner work, working with the shadow, and there is more like, you know that's why there is Halloween, like there is more dark energy around us, so it's a good time to withdraw, and just process our deep feelings alone. And the sun was in Scorpio and is still now in Scorpio, and Venus, like 3 days after this full moon, we can see now Venus is in Scorpio and she's still squaring Pluto, even though the exact aspect was yesterday, but she's still squaring Pluto. So we are still feeling the square. And so, yeah, Venus is bringing the matters of Libra and of relationships and of the seventh house into Scorpio. So all matters of war, open warfare, art and culture, justice and relationships. And also Venus is about our capacity of forming long-lasting and quality relationships with other people. So all this now is dressed with a scorpionic coat, we can say. And Scorpio is about conspiracy, suspicion, investigation. So now Venus is like stealth. Um, so things are going to be done under the surface. Like uh, people can get vengeful and some secrets can come out at this time. Secrets about relationships, sexual secrets, things like if someone was cheating. Or it depends, in which house of your birth chart this Scorpio is. For example, me, I have this in my sixth house. And already, like yesterday, as soon as Venus entered Scorpio, then this played out because I did find out there was like, because Venus is about woman, so there was a woman I was wondering if she was having an addiction, and I found out that in fact, yeah, she's an addict. So, and then another story with a woman in power who literally she was like lying to my face, like she was playing some manipulation, games. And obviously, as an astrologer, with I know Venus is in Scorpio, and so I know she's lying. So, so that's the theme: woman and addiction. It's also Scorpio. Manipulation is Scorpio. Power plays is Scorpio. So that's how it all manifested for me in the sixth house. In my daily routine, I have to deal with these different kinds of women who are playing some kind of mind games, I suppose. But also, I have Moon, square Pluto. So for me, this manipulating woman is like, it's always like part of my daily life. So I'm used to it. Otherwise, yeah, Venus in Scorpio is still going to, because she's still the planet, of love, and she, wherever Venus goes, she wants to soothe things for us and bring some kind of goodies. And so she's still going to help us by bringing some truth to the surface. Um, to bring dark money and abuse power matters to light. So, yeah, because also Venus is love and Scorpio is power. So we can think of themes of the power of love and the love of power. Those themes are now activated. So with this square, like any aspect, if you have in your own birth chart any Venus Pluto connections, if you have a square, an opposition, even a trine, then you feel this more. And also, if you have any planet within 5 degrees of Scorpio, the first 5 degrees of Scorpio or the first 5 degrees of Aquarius, then it will be more intensely felt for you. And yeah, so Scorpio is also about hidden crime, all kind of abuses So it's abuse that remains undetected. Unfortunately, sometimes things don't, things stay hidden for a long time. But we have to, have faith. And at the end of the day, there is the law of nature that sometimes we think there's some crimes goes unpunished, but energies always does what it has to do. So somehow, at some time, some moment in time, maybe it's karma, things that we do always come back to bite us or to reward good things that we have done in the past. But in Scorpio, like now, I'm talking about hidden crimes and abuse that remain undetected. So now with Venus in Scorpio, this theme, these crimes or abuse, they could be exposed. So although it's uncomfortable, the truth is healing. Might as well know what's hidden from us. So yeah, Venus in Scorpio, it's uncomfortable because it's in detriment. Because Venus is opposite her own home sign of Taurus. So she's like far from home. We can see it like that. That means that she's behaving in a stealth manner rather than being outwardly loving and pleasing like she likes to do. And this also means, yeah, again, exposure of hidden information that can compromise our peace. So it's like everything, we can see the progression from Libra, everything was, oh, how can we say, polite, and, you know, the surface, everything was looking nice, and on the surface, everyone was getting on with everyone. And now suddenly, like some harsh reality is that there is some difficult information now that came onto the surface. Also, for me in the sixth house, I've seen this happen as like in the health matter. Because, for example, I realized that something I was taking for my health, I realized that actually there is a better alternative which is healthier. So that's just the small details, but that's still like some kind of truth that I was believing something for like months about a certain product. And now I realized there was something in this product that is not great, so I'm going to change what I'm taking. So yeah, that's how it can manifest. If it's in your, let's say if you're a Taurus, this can be to do with your relationships, some truth, that's inconvenient might come in your relationships. If you're like a Leo, it could be something to do with your home or your family. That's how it works. Like if you're a Cancer, then that can be to do with your children, maybe your romantic life, maybe your creative project. Something is being exposed, or maybe it's you that is digging deeper to find out something, right? So if you stay until the end, thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.